So hello everyone, this is AetherNightmare and welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV. We're in our pajamas again, which you know what that means. It's time to start a new class. So, our next class is going to be in Ul'dah. That is the jump button, not the open map button. And let us travel over to Thanalan to get started. Should be able to get right there relatively quickly. Should be an aetheryte right here at the Thaumaturge's guild. I thought about maybe doing White Mage first and then decided against it. Let's just rip the band-aid off and go with the Thaumaturge. Welcome to the Thaumaturge's guild. It is fate that has guided your steps here, friend. Within these hallowed halls, the art of devastation are taught, primeval magics with which to bring about an enemy's ruin. If you would join our ranks and wield the power of Thaumaturgy, I urge you to seize this moment and confide in me your arcane ambitions. Do you wish to learn black magic? Yes, there's truly no other answer, was there? Lean closer now, and I shall whisper to you of Thaumaturgy's beginnings. The nation of Ul'dah inherited its traditions from the ancient Beladia, a city founded by the descendants of the first mages. Okay, so we're finally getting a little more story context for Beladia. In some of the parts I've recorded so far, there's so much of me that's like, where the heck is Beladia? We've never seen it. The secrets of these illustrious sorcerers were ultimately entrusted to the priests of the Order of Nalthal, who have passed them down from generation to generation ever since. Seeing as my character actually does, how do I want to put this? Fall under the zodiac of, I believe Thal is the death god? It kind of fits. Who have passed them down from generation to generation ever since. Focused and refined over centuries of use in the Order's funeral rites, the arcane magics of our ancestors eventually emerged as the art we now know as Thaumaturgy. A freezing blizzard to halt corruption, a raging fire to cleanse the corpse, a bolt of lightning to expel the sins of mortal life. The Dwemmers employed in the preparation of the dead are equally efficacious when applied to the living. Thus does our guild thrive in the depths of the Azarenth Ossuary, a sanctuary devoted to Thal, the divine arbiter of the afterlife. What say you then, adventurer? If you would plumb the abyssal depths of Thaumaturgy, let your learned sages guide your descent. Before you leap into the darkness, you must prove your guild masters that you are possessed of the spiritual fortitude necessary to look upon that which waits therein. When you are ready to submit to the judgment of our most eminent mages, say the word. Word. Well, adventurer, will you join our guild, or do you presume to ignore the urgings of the impatient destiny? Way of the Thaumaturge. A wise decision indeed. To prepare you for your initiation, I would have you study the volumes of fundamental thaumatological principle, all 108 of them. Or at least I would if such requirements had not been abolished. Too great a deterrent to fresh novices, they said. I suppose you shall just have to settle for calling upon the collective wisdom of our guildmasters. You know, I'm not actually opposed to the reading. We have 5, you see, all brothers of the same house. Though they all wield supreme authority, it is the eldest who provides a singular voice to the guild when one is required. Master Kokobiogo, I believe. Have you seen my mal list? It has over 400 entries on it. Don't even want to know about Goodreads. Who is that? Oh, Thal's teeth. Did your mother never tell you not to startle a Thaumaturge? What, you gonna accidentally sneeze and cast Fireball on me? Look at the expectant face, Chocobiogo. This person is obviously a new applicant for the guild seeking audience with our eldest brother. Oh. Praladi Yayake. They can recite the 307 verses of the funerary rites for the virtuous fallen, but the simple task of keeping our name straight seems ever beyond their grasp. Well, for one, I find the constant confusion endlessly entertaining. My apologies. My merriment was not meant to mock your mistake. It is our sibling, Kokobuki, whom you would speak. So they have very similar names. What's this? What's this? Thal has led to us a new aspirant? Ah, Kokobuki. Were you here the entire time? Greetings, child. I am Kokobuki. The eldest, and I would venture to say the wisest of the 5 masters of the Thaumaturge's Guild. It is my solemn duty to furnish our would-be initiates with a succulent understanding of our beloved art. Thus I would have your fullest attention. My phone is in the way of the words. To wield Thaumaturge is to unleash devastation of the highest magnitude. The lethal force of our spells far exceeds the destructive capability of any other form of arcane manipulation. Fire, lightning, blizzards, somnolence. The Thaumaturge calls upon an expansive arsenal of offensive incantations to incapacitate and obliterate all manner of adversaries. Open your mind to our sorceress teachings, and you too shall soon hold the unparalleled power of our discipline in the palm of your hand. Of course such power has a price. You must be willing to plunge headfirst into the forbidding chasm of Thaumaturge's secrets, for advancement in this art comes only with the completion of deadly and terrible trials. I ask you now, aspirant, are you prepared to leap into the abyss in pursuit of power unrivaled? Leap into the abyss? Honey, I've leapt all the way down, slapped the bottom, and come back up. So, sure. A confident response. Your name, if you will? Very well, Bren. Let us mark your initiation with 3 emissary practical gifts. My first gift to you shall be an addition to your hunting log, the names of such enemies that will prove suitable to your training as a Thaumaturge. The second and third gifts are the scepter and shield, instruments you shall need to focus the destructive force of your will. We heard about these D&D wizards that keep dying from getting poked. So, take the wooden plank. Apparently it's useful. Did you believe your initiation was over? My dear disciple, we have only just begun. Take your new weapon in hand, and I shall set you forth upon your first trial. Okay, this is also one of the only classes, I think, that actually gets 2 weapons. You can have a one-handed scepter that you can wield as a Black Mage, but you can also get a staff. But if you have a staff, you won't be able to equip the shield, so it's really up to you. Do you want more offensive, or do you want more defensive? I'm probably going to go more offensive in my overall build, which means I'm probably going to have a staff. It depends on what the stats are and the weapons I get. But while I level up in my own time and I'm completely by myself, I might do defense. Because Black Mage is a ranged class, just like Archer, but it has a peculiar drawback that I'm not fond of, and you'll see it in a minute. Thaumaturge unlocked. Okay. What do we do now? Right, I gotta equip it. Character. Weapon. Scepter. I can start clearing some of this out. Sorry for the mess. Oh, probably the shield too. I'm officially in my class, but I don't have my shield equipped. There we go. My wooden brick. Behold. We can also... Oh, right, I guess I can equip all this other stuff too. I'll take the feathers off. I haven't done this in a little while. Add Thaumaturge. Done. My first scepter. The scepter's well complements the avid desire for destructive power written upon your features. Now we shall complete your initiation with the trial to test the limits of your aptitude for channeling Thaumaturgy. Huge hornets, star marmots, and snapping shrews inhabit this land in abundance. Exercise your sorcerer's might and slay 3 of each of these creatures before returning to my side. Also, we're going to be using a completely different form of armor now. We're going to be using magic armor instead of warrior armor. So that'll be a little different. Because I'm probably just going to leave out the usual way to head to Central Thanalan. Otherwise, I'll have to warp down where it's dangerous. Whoop. Let's also do a thing. Actions and traits. We only have Blizzard at the moment. Get my buddy. Okay. And you notice there's a little number next to my skills now. This is MP. We're finally using a class that uses MP. Eventually other classes, I think, use MP with some of their later techniques, just not in a Realm Reborn. So let's begin. We have a casting timer. We can be interrupted. And we can't move. So when you're casting, you have to wait for this thing to fill before you can move again. And as a result, this class kind of ends up taking a little while. Okay, Umbral Ice and Astral Fire. So this is going to be the next new mechanic. This gauge comes into play right away. Astral Fire and Umbral Ice are special status effects which allow Thaumaturges to continuously deal devastating amounts of damage while still conserving their MP reserves. Yeah, the bright side of taking forever to cast is that when you cast, it hurts. Casting one of the fire spells gives a Thaumaturge the effect of Astral Fire, which increases the potency and MP cost of fire spells. At the same time, it lowers the potency and MP cost of blizzard spells, but prevents the natural or spell-assisted gradual restoration of MP. Conversely, casting one of the blizzard spells gives a Thaumaturge the effect of Umbral Ice, which decreases the MP cost of ice spells while increasing the speed at which MP naturally recovers. At the same time, it lowers the potency and MP cost of fire spells. As Thaumaturge progresses in level, the number of Umbral and Ice Astral Fire effects which can be stacked at any one time increases. The larger the stack, the more powerful the effect. Learning when to switch between fire and ice is key to becoming successful in extended battles. So, basically, fire deals more damage but drains more MP, and blizzard deals less damage but helps you regain MP. So basically what you're going to want to do is go with fire until you're pretty much out of MP, and then switch to using blizzard until you're charged up. I say just stick with fire until you're practically out of MP, and then switch to ice until you're almost completely full again. Because switching back and forth causes you to deal less damage. Okay, so as you can see, it costs 1600 to cast. We don't have any more, so that would cause us to switch to blizzard. It'll switch automatically when the timer in here runs low. There we go. Now that we're in blizzard form, our MP charges way faster. It went all the way full because I leveled up, but basically once you're full again, start casting fire. I don't think elemental weaknesses are a thing anymore in A Realm Reborn. They probably were at the start, but it's not the case anymore. Fire for big damage, blizzard to recharge MP. Eventually we'll get lightning, and that's just damage over time, like poison. Lightning is just poison. I don't think any of them have elemental properties anymore, and if they do, it's only for a rare few enemies. So don't worry about it. So cast Fireball until you can cast Fireball no more. Then switch to Blizzard. That's it. And if you have Lightning, cast it first. Lightning, Fire, Blizzard. Transpose. I think that allows us to switch faster. Instead of having to cast a spell and do less damage. Because you will do less damage on your first cast if you're not in Fire form or Ice form. That's basically what it's saying. Transpose swaps Astral Fire with a single Umbral Ice, or vice versa. Yeah, so Transpose lets us switch forms faster. So if I do it right now... Oop, I wasn't in it. Hang on. Let's get down. Okay, I think I can do it out of battle too. Let's do it. There we go, we're automatically in Blizzard, and we don't lose any Blizzard effectiveness now when we cast. Oh, yeah, see, you move even a little bit, though. It cancels your cast, which I'm doing on purpose just to show off. But there is a thing you can do, and I'm going to show it off right now. You don't have to do that, I'm just switching to fire. It's called slide casting. Wait till it gets almost all the way up, and you can move. Right about, nope, a little further. A little bit about the dot. It's right about where the dot is on the numbers, so once it gets past that, you can technically move again. Keep that in mind. If you're doing dungeons, and you need to get out of an AoE. Just a little trick for you. Some people apparently still don't know it, so there you go. How to slide cast. Anyway, elemental gauge unlocked, which is this thing. The elemental gauge indicates whether you are under the influence of astral fire after casting a fire spell, or umbral ice after casting a blizzard spell. While under the influence of astral fire, all fire spells will have increased potency. So basically don't swap back and forth if you can, because if you stay in a form, it does more damage. Only switch when you gotta switch. But all fire spells will have increased potency, but require more MP to cast. But they do more damage, so it's worth it. While under the influence of umbral ice, all ice spells have reduced cost, and you will have significantly increased MP recovery. Furthermore, when maintaining stacks of astral fire or umbral ice, a spell of the opposite element can be cast at no cost. Just basically swap back and forth, is what they're saying. Don't overcomplicate it. Lightning, fire until you run out of MP, ice till you recharge, fire again. Also, can I switch? Nope, I don't have any other outfits because I don't have any mage outfits. That's right. I use magic gear now. I need a whole new wardrobe. If it says all classes, it can be used, but I cannot equip Disciple of War gear anymore. Not in this class. You have a satisfied look of a mage who has utterly vanquished their foes. Ren, I formally welcome you into the Brotherhood of Thaumaturges. The purpose of this trial was to gauge your capacity for wielding thaumaturgy, an innate quality, the limits of which are bound by the level of etheric energy flowing through your physical being. Ether, the very stuff of life, exists within all living creatures to a greater or lesser extent. Remember this, for it is the most basic law of arcane manipulation. As your experience grows, so shall your reserves of thermatological endurance. The wellspring of your magical might will also swell in response to moments of extreme terror and duress. Basically, if you're scared, that fireball might be way bigger. When you find yourself seeking a greater challenge, when next you crave the thrill of exquisite fear, that is when you shall know the time has come for you to visit me once more. Bunch of thrill seekers. The next Thaumaturge quest will be available at level 5, which I'm at. So we good. The threat of intimacy. I'm sure Twitter knows all about that. Your burgeoning power strains against the confines of your untrialed mortal shell. Another trial you must have. From this day forth, your tasks and challenges will be shaped by the techniques found within Thaumaturge, the Yawning Abyss, a tome penned by the renowned Thaumaturge Zozomaya. My brothers, who have not once tasted the bitter draught of defeat, will instruct you on the vital lessons to be gleaned from the 4 extensive chapters that comprise this exemplary work. Much shall you learn about the threats with which the practitioner of our art must contend. The first chapter, The Threat of Intimacy, falls within Coco Biogo's purview. Is that a diss? It is only fitting that one so adverse to being approached should teach the wisdom to the uncovered therein. You having dating issues, Coco Biogo? Can I get closer? I'm trying to speak to him. It won't let me. What the? Hello? Ah, I see. He was so scared of intimacy that he messed with my internet connection. Ah, yes, Bren, I've been expecting you. Allow me to read you the pertinent passage from the opening chapter of Zozomaya's Guide. Ahem. The threat of intimacy. Ah, how magnificent the potent power we wield. Roaring flames, piercing ice, and shocking bolts are matched not by fist or sword or spear. But the burly warrior waxes fearsome with every closing step. Fists shatter bone, blades slice through flesh, spears puncture soft bellies. Know you this threat, and stand you apart from such men. Ugh, this last part makes me queasy no matter how often I recite it. The lesson, however, should be obvious. Keep your distance from your foes. Apart from the agony of being hit, or stabbed, or worse, you'll have a devil of a time completing an incantation with an enemy flailing his weapons at your person. Thus the wise Thaumaturge always strikes from afar, the farther the better, or is in a party. Now, let us proceed with your trial. Take this dried fish and set it down in the vicinity of the Silver Bazaar. Next, simply draw back to a comfortable distance and wait for a vulture to swoop in to feed. That is when you ambush the nasty creature with a barrage of deadly spells. Once you have slain the scavenger, be sure to receive a generous slice of vulture meat for Fafafono. He doesn't mind us conducting trials so close to his shop, so long as he's properly compensated. Yes, we pay him in sorcery-blasted bird flesh. I mean, you can probably pay me in fried chicken too. Provided it tastes good enough. I can't say I like my neighbors' loud shenanigans, but I can guarantee they'd go over a little smoother if I was compensated with barbecue chicken. Might as well get these since they're on the hunting log. I know there's going to be server maintenance too later today. That might have been what caused the blip. Okay, there we go. Sorry if I see it, I'm blasting it. But yeah, this particular you can't move unless it interrupts your spells mechanic is actually the reason why I don't get along super duper well with Xenoblade 2. I don't know if they've since patched that, but the fact that if you move even a tiniest little fraction of a bit, it interrupts all your combos and actions. Whereas in Xenoblade 1, that was not the case. And now I get a whole Final Fantasy class of it. Black Mage is not going to be my favorite. It also takes a while for this DPS class in particular to level up as a result. I've heard a lot of people say that this class is really slow to level if you don't run dungeons with people. So that's what I'm going to be doing in the off times as soon as I get up to, I think it's level 15. That it lets you in. Oh, right! I forgot. See how the Earth Sprite is all agitated at my existence? Well, that is because magic creatures like Earth Sprites have a vendetta against mages. So if you cast too close to an elemental, earth, wind, doesn't really matter, you're gonna piss it off, and it's gonna gun for you, so keep that in mind. Okay, we also got our electric. I'm gonna heal up a little bit first before I cause mayhem. A little more. So let's start out with the thunder. Before we go into fire. Ooh, that's not what I was aiming at. What the hell? What was that? Did the server do a fucky wucky? What happened? I wasn't aiming at that goblin, but I attracted it anyway. That's weird. Huh. Server might be fritzing out pretty bad too. Maintenance is gonna be in about It said Pacific time. Let me think. You guys are 3 hours behind us. So if it's 3 here, it's like noon there. They said it would be around 6 Pacific time, so a couple hours. Like, it's not already started, has it? Where am I going? I'm just so... I'm messed up. Thinking about it. Leave the dried fish and retreat to safe place. Actually, I should have gone lightning first. It'll last. Alright, pay the dude in bird meat. Whatever dude may be. Yeah, for me, if it's in Pacific time, server maintenance shouldn't begin until about 9 o'clock. Which I won't be recording then anyways. You're done making use of my testing grounds, are you? Cough up the fee then. There's nothing so tender as a bit of meat pummeled with wonton wizardry. Nice doing business with you, Thaumaturge. You know, when they said I was delivering meat, I didn't think I'd be delivering it to a Lalafell. I thought I was going to be delivering it to someone in a beast tribe. Like a Churcharoon. Did you say Thaumaturge? Has this mage just completed a guild trial? Ah, Master Alchemist, what brings you out here to the bazaar this fine evening? This person here just slew themselves a plump vulture. You'd be surprised to how many of these scepter-wielding sorcerers end up sliced to ribbons by beak and talon. And that's not the sort of flesh I have a taste for, you understand. My brothers, not again. So, you related? Also, vultures are not edible, so you really shouldn't be eating that either way. They build up toxins in their flesh because they eat dead things. Judge me by my stature, do you? You'll not be so dismissive once I enscoral you with somnolence and scrawl obscenities upon your face with demon blood ink. What are you, a demented Jigglypuff? Ah, welcome back. You seem to have done well. Both eyes intact. Face appears unshredded. Well, I also do have scales to protect my face. It is truly the most terrible feeling to have one's casting interrupted by a heinous injury. If it's one of the easier trials, if you ask me, keep well away from pointy, slashy, bashy things if you want to reach the end of the arcane utterance. That's just common sense. Fortunate favors the fighter who flings fire from afar. I simply love the look of loathing leveled at me by the distant duelist distressed by my deadly downpour. Ugh, we Thaumaturges excel at offense, but fail miserably at defense. Our most effective strategy is to topple our adversaries with overwhelming force before they have a chance to respond. Honor is for knights and dead mages. Ren, your studies appear to be progressing nicely. It won't be long before you dominate the battlefield as an avatar of sorcerous destruction. So it's true, Buki. Don't try to hide from me, Byogo, or you, Bainey, or Bezzy, or Boha. Mom really went out with bees, huh? Kokobusi, what are you doing here? Well, I guess my presence doesn't help that. You promised. You promised you would teach me next. Well, yes, of course we did, Boosie, but Bren here was most insistent. Oh, maybe the B is for the Black Mage in their name. Because even they're calling him Boosie. And once again, you brush me aside in the hope that I abandon my heart's desire? Why do you deny me? I hate you. All of you. Please, Boosie, you shouldn't say such harmful things. You know how delicate Byogo is. That was Kokobusi, our youngest brother. He so dearly wishes to become a Thaumaturge like the rest of us. But it simply isn't possible. The poor boy's etheric levels are pitifully low. We thought we had convinced him to accept his fate's cruel quirks when he entered the Alchemist Guild, but he yet yearns to walk the path of Thaumaturgy. Such is Kokobusi's determination that he spends all his waking moments experimenting with alchemical concoctions, seeking a method by which he can expand his capacity for arcane manipulation. Well, this is obviously not your concern. Back to the abyss with you, young Thaumaturge, and I mean that in the most encouraging manner possible. He was born quirkless. Which all Galvrians are, by the way. If they have that thing on their forehead, it means they can't cast magic. Which I don't know if he's part Garlean or not, but some people have more adeptness for magic in this universe than others. All classes, all classes. I'm gonna go with a hat, just for now. Sir, what are you doing? He's doing like the zombie pose. They're doing it at each other. Okay. Okay, so we can equip. That's weird. Why is it... And where's my hat? There's my hat. I could have sworn I got a new... Oh, I only got to pick one. Oh. I thought I was getting the outfit and the hat. Now I've got a wizard hat and pajamas. Well, in the meantime, I'm gonna go level some more, and I'm probably also gonna craft some of my own gear so I look a little bit more the part when it comes time to talk to Kokobuki again. Actually, all their names start with Coco, don't they? Your mom like chocolate? What's up with that? Anyway, here's hope the server doesn't poop out on me again. See you in a bit. Okay, I'm back. And I have pants. So let's see if the server stays online this time. It glitched out on me immediately after I finished the last quest, so I didn't get to get any further. Okay, threat of paucity. Ah, yes, Bren, yes. The aura of power surrounding you is palpable. Are you sure it's not the aura of power? Just kidding. The glare begins to blind my Thaumaturge eye. Your lesson today shall be caught by Kokobani. Go to him and hear from the chapter entitled The Great Threat of Paucity. Ah, Brent, you've come to learn at the foot of the third eldest brother, have you? I promise you, however, your education shall not be third-rate. Let us read from the second chapter, shall we? Are you settled? No last moment trips to the privy? Very well. The threat of paucity. Ah, how magnificent the ruthless power we wield. Flame devours, ice entombs, and lightning courses through the stricken bodies of our foes. But oh, such desperation when the wellspring runs dry. Flame sputters out, ice melts to slush, and lightning sparks no longer. Know you this threat, and mind you the limits of your mortal vessel. Pack ethers if you're unsure. A terrifying thought, isn't it? A Thaumaturge who has exhausted their arcane reserves is not but a person with a stick and a funny hat. For we mages, you may as well equate the etheric energy flowing through our veins with our very lifeblood. Should a battle find us lacking to this precise resource, we're as good as dead. Controlling the expenditure of your power requires an understanding of etheric balance. The scales can tip in one of two directions, astrally or umbrally. When your mind and spirit lean in an umbral direction, your Thaumaturgy is affected by your state known as umbral ice. The potency of your spells is diminished, but they also require less energy to evoke. On the other hand, a Thaumaturge in the astral fire state will find that the potency of their incantations enhanced, but at a greater cost to their etheric stamina. Now, when the concepts of etheric balance and efficient casting foremost in your mind, I bid you go forth and slay 8 Fs. Pray to do your best to stay alive. It reflects badly on me when a mauled corpse of one of my pupils is returned to the ossuary. Those are probably out in Central. Yeah. They should only be around level 8. During my leveling, there was actually a fate that I'd completed with those. But yeah, I sewed myself some new clothes. I should have picked up the shirt, but I was dumb, and I thought I was gonna get the shirt and other pieces of clothing, but I was wrong. So we have lightning now. I should have cast it first, but there we go. It's poison. We also have an AoE spell, but I don't recommend using that yet. Just because we are very squishy. We are very, very squishy. Yeah, some people are doing fates. And we would not be able to do enough damage regardless of form in order to handle AoEs at the moment. We would just die. I am probably even under-geared, but I intend to get more through dungeon crawling and stuff eventually. It's one thing if you're using AoEs in a dungeon this early on, which I can't get until 15, but I digress. Because you have a tank drawing all the enmity, but don't do it on the field yet. You will die, and fast, and why do I keep changing targets randomly sometimes? This has happened on my own time with leveling, too. It's like I randomly switched targets even though I didn't touch anything. That time I did. This time when I saw me do that, I selected it, but... Does magic have a chance to occasionally ricochet and draw attention from more than just elementals? Or is my controller finding new and increasingly bizarre ways to mess up? I also do have a few other abilities I guess I can show off. I have a sleep spell, which KOs everything in the area. Now, if it's hit by a physical attack, I think it still wakes up. Ooh, maybe even a magic attack wakes it up. Okay, good. Yeah, it's asleep for... Okay, even magic wakes it up. Okay, good to know. But that's in case you need to escape. If you've accidentally AoE'd everything in the area and you feel like you're gonna die, cast sleep. And then this one up here I think is poison. Adult. Lowers target's physical damage dealt by 5% and magic damage dealt by 10%. Oh, so it's actually... Okay, I thought it was a defense lowering spell. I guess it's so it hurts you less instead. Okay. It lowers the enemy's chance to hurt you. Good to know. Kinda thought it was gonna be poison. There used to be a skill that looked like that. Because, I mean, Archer has 2 forms of poison, so... Yeah, Black Mage is eventually going to deal enough damage compared to Archer that it won't matter. It's just that leveling up takes a while. Get something else too. What did we... Lucid Dreaming gradually restores own MP. Let's say you can recharge faster in like a dungeon. Ah, you arrived before me, upright and breathing. Wonderful. It is so much simpler to pose questions to a student without having to resort to necromantic divination. Tell me, what action would you take if you found your thaumaturgical endurance exhausted in the midst of battle? Flee. Brandish my scepter as a club. I'd probably flee. Oh, most practical indeed. A discreet withdrawal to await the replenishment of your energies is a sound strategy. But should there be nowhere left to run, a vial of ether can be your stoutest ally. Ah, ether, the draught of the gods. We Thaumaturges, indeed any who practice the arts of arcane manipulation, value the substance above all others. Thus it was with unbridled fury that we received the most recent report of beastman activity. It seems an Amalja raiding party has attacked a caravan in the trade routes. We made off with an entire crate of precious ether. The time has come for you to put your new knowledge to the test. Annihilate these Amalja bandits, and retrieve the cargo of ether-filled vials. According to the report, their armored war transit was last spotted at the south of Reborn. And I believe Kokabuki has an additional request. While you are busy incinerating Amalja, be sure to collect some samples of their blood, assuming you can draw any from their smoking remains. Okay, that's an Eastern Thale land, so it's a little dicey out here. Especially with my current gear. I could craft more, but I also know I'm getting more relatively soon, and it's going to be way better than anything I can make if it's from a dungeon. So, We can probably also take out these Tuco-Tucos. Yeah, see what I mean about that damage? It's just not quite where I want it to be. Yeah. Yeah. See, it's, Black Mage is a little slow. What level did they expect me to be when I took this assignment? I wonder if maybe because it's raining, I wonder if that has an effect on my magic. I doubt it would. But you never know. Okay, Tuco. Leveled up. Yeah, because I'm wearing level 5 gear. Let me look at something really quick. Hempen robe. It'd be a little better. What do I need? 3 undyed hempen cloths. You know, really quickly. I don't normally do this on stream, but, you know. Sometimes you just gotta sew out in the rain. This will only take a second. Woohoo! Level 53. Anyway. It's down here. What was it? Hempen robe. Yeah. Intelligence is the stat we need for Black Mages. So... this... synthesize... Well, the reason I haven't crafted more too is my inventory was getting really full. Okay. Place an armory chest. Oh, not that. Let's go back to Thaumaturge here. There we go. Increase our stats just a little bit. This one's a higher class piece, but the shoes are literally... The shoes are from my gathering. But it was still better stats than what I had before, so, you know, a little bit oof. What about pants? Do you have anything for pants? All classes. This is technically the next piece, I think, but I don't have any animal sinew, so we're just gonna hope for the best. Oh god, there's more than one. Crap, they both see me. Sleep! That should hold the one off for a little while. No, it didn't affect him, no! Okay, he's only level 7, it's fine. Why did they put this out in Eastern Thanalan if he's only going to be level 7? Here I am fighting level 15 Tuco-Tucos. This should be in Western or Central at least if it's going to be level 7, and yet you drag me out here with level 15 enemies. Why? Made me change my gear and everything. Do I detect the scent of ether? And I trust that stench is Amalja blood. Oh, 10 vials, 20, 30. The sight of so much ether is just so very comforting. What do we have we here, Kokobani? Is this the crate that was stolen? I see Bren's lessons have had the desired effect. Now we'll assume the vile, viscous liquid you have there is beastman blood. Kokobusi should be pleased. Kokobuski, you left word for me to visit the ossuary. Have you finally decided to begin my training in Thaumaturge? Ah, Kokobusi. Good for you to come. Friend here was kind enough to obtain a supply of Amalja blood for you. An alchemist acquaintance of mine explained to you how you had been using the substance in your research to create a mana-amplifying elixir. Naturally, we are most interested in the results of such experiments. So you see, Busi, your work as an alchemist already puts you in a position to work alongside us. You need to become a Thaumaturge to be part of our family. That's right, Boozy. Besides, the battlefield is a dangerous place, and our skills are not exactly suited to keeping others safe from harm. I see. This is but another attempt to dissuade me from pursuing my true calling. I do not want to cheer you on from the safety of my workbench. I want to fight at your side. Boozy, we cannot stand the thought of you being harmed. Pray do not do anything foolish. I do apologize, brother. I sometimes forget how difficult it must be not having a natural aptitude for the arcane arts. As I mentioned before, friend, Kokobusi is dangerously unsuited to the wielding of Thaumaturge. Even with the proper training, he would be unable to cast magics as we can. Were he to attempt a force of manifestation of power, the strain on his etheric reserves would likely kill him. But let's not dwell on the unpleasant circumstance. For you, on the other hand, are brimming with thaumaturgic potential. Remain diligent in your studies and do not cease your efforts to expand your wellspring of power. Okay, we get to actually pick some more stuff. That's what I was wearing before, although dyed slightly darker. This is worse than what I have equipped. I built some of those myself. And the shoes technically lower my defense, but they also increase slightly everything else, so awkward, but no, I will go with the coif instead, I guess. I can take my hat off. And the next one won't be until 15, so I gotta go grind in my own time. I know it was really close, but sometimes getting skills and stuff is more important, especially for this class. Okay, I have made it up to level 20, and I even have a halfway decent outfit, so let's continue. The threat of superiority. Come, Bren, the yawning abyss beckons once more. Today, Kokobezi will instruct you from the chapter entitled The Threat of Superiority. You have come for your lesson? Then heed well my words. The threat of superiority. Ah, how magnificent the intimidating power we wield. Flames sear the air, ice frosts the ground, and lightning flashes with blinding incandescence. But not all are cowed by our elemental fury. Ignite not your flames, summon not your ice, and strike not with your lightning. Know you this threat, and stay your hand against such foes. Once you cut away all the overblown imagery, the passage draws attention to an important tactic. A wise Thaumaturge does not engage in battle against opponents they cannot defeat. A fine example would be avoiding conflict with Ulda's multitude of furious merchants. These soulless, ravening creatures are afflicted with the madness of insatiable avarice. Do you perhaps recall the crate of ether you retrieved from the Amalja bandits? Well, a number of irate peddlers have arrived at the guild with just the gall to demand recompense for a few measly vials we emptied as our just reward. So you pilfered a few. Alright, yes, we drank the entire bloody box. But the point is that the guild cannot presently afford to pay such a sum. Thus I pass on to you the secret of my last and most potent defense. Shameless weeping. Oh no. I'm not speaking of a few tears here. I want you to stride right up to those tyrannical traitors and cry your eyes out. I don't like doing that on stream though. Just apologize and don't steal. Oh my gosh, you're really gonna make me do this, huh? What do I look like while crying? Alright, I know you're the one who chased down those Amalja brutes. I'll let it go this time for your sake. I'm curious what it looks like from this angle. Oh, not that. Oh dear, I'm not angry with you, you understand? It's those 5 ether-addled brothers I take issue with. You tell them the next time this happens, I'll have the price taken off their unprincipled hides. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Well, you needn't cry all about a few vials of ether. I'll tell you what, you dry your eyes for me and I'll take care of the loss of my own purse. I feel bad. I feel bad. Our aura tears, the new crocodile tears. A masterful performance. The sniffling was a nice touch. You will, however, encounter foes who are unmoved by such pious wailings. Take this recent request, for instance, which I have nominated to serve as your next trial. A team of scholars has asked for a Thaumaturge to destroy a cursed relic they unearthed known as Mormo's Urn. While pottery is, by and large, immune to tears, depends on how wet you get it, it is the Alacran thieves that subsequently stole it that concern me. The Alacran are an organization of criminals not normally known for their gentle or understanding dispositions. Rather than attempting to engage an entire gang with their thugs, I would suggest you neutralize the threat to your person with a well-timed sleep spell. The Alacran have been traveling the southeast of Reborn. Find them and destroy the urn that they carry. KO a bunch of dudes and steal their urn. It says it's best to knock them out, but I am level 22 now. I have the sleep spell, but I also have 2 AoEs. Ice, fire. I think eventually there's lightning as well. You can also use a swift cast, which casts your next spell immediately. I prefer that with white mage classes, though, since you can insta-res. Please, dear God, don't wait for the whole timer to go up. Just insta-res. Uh-oh. What is this marker? And fire. Fire damage added to auto attacks? Does that even do anything anymore, though? Maybe it did in the original release, like I said, but I don't think elemental weaknesses are really a thing anymore in any direction. That's why there's so many like accessories and whatnot that you can make as a goldsmith. Is they all do the same thing. I think they used to have elemental typings to them, and then they decided, it's too complicated, get rid of it. And so now we have fire and ice. It's just big damage or recharge. It's not fire or ice anymore. Technically. I think they said it. Yeah, I'm allowed to take this guy out, but I think I'm about to take him out a different way. You could have just put him to sleep. There we go. Yeah, there is more. Doesn't say what level they are. Sneaky, sneaky. When in doubt. I was gonna say don't. But you know, sometimes things happen. I think this is where they wanted me to put him to sleep. Yeah, just run. Rent a moment if you please. Please allow me to shatter that urn. I thought that if I assisted you with your task, then my brothers might finally deign to take me seriously, so I followed you. What have we got here? A couple of noisy... Oh, wait, what do we got here? It's a couple of nosy sand rabbits about to get skinned. Oh dear gods, where did they come from? I'm gonna need you to learn how to make napalm, kiddo. Actually, as an alchemist, what do you do? He's literally fighting them in alchemist form! Oh my god. Oh wait, is that a white mage? It sure is. I thought you were a black mage like me. There we go. But yeah, you can technically fight as an alchemist. You're not gonna do anything, but yeah, whole 8 damage. Okay, enable lucid dreaming. I'll charge up even faster. Switch. I bet since I took out the other one at the beginning, it ended faster. That was simply incredible. I wish I could wield the same sort of power. I became an alchemist in the hopes of creating some manner of mana-amplifying elixir, but all my efforts have been for naught. The results have been too mild to make any difference. I'll never be a thaumaturge like my brothers at this rate. I'll forever be the pitiful, powerless little sibling. Do you have any idea how much more powerful alchemy can be than quote-unquote black magic? Even with my ability to cast massive fireballs, trust me, kiddo, as an alchemist, you can make a much bigger fireball. laughably, ridiculously, world-endingly bigger fireball. Momo's urn. If I destroy it, then maybe the family will see what I'm capable of. Wait. Don't you dare break my urn. Huh? What the? Did the piece of pottery just talk? You're Mormo, the void sent? Oh, I thought somebody else was saying it. Well, yes, I am Mormo, but I'm the one of the nice void sent. It was the nasty ones that sealed me up in here for helping a mortal. If you would be so kind as to open the lid of my urn, I would be happy to grant you a wish. Anything you desire. Fortune. Fame. I'm not really interested in fame or fortune, but perhaps there's one thing. I'd like to have etheric power equal to that of my brothers. Power, is it? A perfectly acceptable wish. In fact, I sense the latent ability buried deep within your spirit. It will be a simple thing for me to turn it loose. What more is there to think about? Open the lid, says the djinn in the bottle. Yeah, the only void scent adjacent thing that you should probably listen to is an aura. The void scent not in the bottle says no. Can we stop him, please? It's sealed for a reason, kid. Well, I don't feel any different at all. I think Mormo may have been lying. Never mind that it flew into you. Come on, Bren. It's time we leave. Oh. Weren't we supposed to break this urn? And there goes the thing that could have sealed it. And that's that. Yes, those will be such fun. I mean, it will be nice to return home after all this excitement. Yeah, you're totes possessed. And just pretending. Mormo has a new body. Okay, let's go to... Welcome back. I'm glad to see you're making a habit out of not dying. Me too. Before we discuss your trial further, however, I would ask you about Kokobushi. When I saw him a few moments ago, he seemed odd. Well, odder than usual. Would you happen to know aught of it? He joined me at my trial. Bushi was at your trial? It's extraordinarily dangerous and foolish to interfere with the Thaumaturge's training. I shall have to scold him most heartily. Such unpleasantness aside, I'm impressed that you claimed victory in spite of the unexpected development. The teachings of the Yawning Abyss have served you well. With your experience and control thus demonstrated, I believe you're ready to add a new spell to your repertoire. Scathe. This elementally neutral blast of force will prove effective against all manner of opponents. I'm sure you're eager to test this incantation's efficiency. I shall grant you leave to return to your training. I pity the next hostile creature that crosses your path. I've heard nobody uses this. I heard it's bad. Okay, 9 and 15. Yeah, deal unaspected damage with a potency of 100. 20% chance the potency will double. Okay, so small chance it can do 200. Blocking, strength, and rate. I don't know if I'm too keen on that. I'll go with the robe for now. And level up. Anything here? Nope. This one's better, actually. So I could, for a little while, do one-handed. And then do this. Have to say goodbye to my... Oh, because it does both. I see. I don't know if I'm gonna do that. I kind of like being able to see my face in the cutscenes. Where's my queef? It might actually be slightly better, too, this way. Sometimes it gives you one like, oh, this is a better piece, but it's not because it's less than these two combined. A thread of perplexity. Bren, you're safe. I feared you'd fallen victim to the Mage Slayer. You mean the Mage Masher? Have you not heard of the recent spate of gruesome killings taking place within Ul'dah? Nah, that guy, he's an OG streamer like I am. Each case involves at least one dead Thaumaturge, and every corpse is found bloody, battered, and utterly drained of etheric energy. Ill tidings aside, I'm glad to see you're alive and glowing with vitality. It is time for you to delve into the final chapter of the Yawning Abyss. Kohoboha, our second youngest sibling, will read to you from the Thread of Perplexity. Greetings, are you once more prepared to pursue the pages of the Power and Peril? Then let us begin. The Thread of Perplexity. Ah, how magnificent the daunting power we wield. Flames pursue, ice transfixes, and lightning dances into the ranks of our enemies. But what terror descends when, from all sides, those ranks close? Flames are smothered, ice crushed, and lightning grounded. Know you this threat, and where are you, the multitudinous foe? Is the point of this passage readily apparent? It would be most problematic, for example, should you meet this malefic mage slayer, and he or she proves to be multiple murderers. What a Thaumaturge needs is a thickest thrall or courageous companion to accompany their case where collective cronies are expected. Now as for your trial... Tokaboka, please allow me to suggest a practical course for Bren's training. The town is buzzing with the news of yet more slaughtered Thaumaturges, their mutilated bodies found fouling the waters of Nofika's wells. I would have Bren aid me in hunting down the culprit while the trial is yet fresh. Is it you were doing, Sir Possessed? Bren may have tolerated your interruption of their trial last time, Boozy, but you are hardly the henchman they need to clear such a hazardous hurdle. Your concerns are understandable, brother. If it would ally your fears, I can introduce Bren to a valiant warrior who has recently entered my employ. You have secured the services of a stalwart swordsman? Then that would indeed be in line with learning the lesson of the day, perhaps. Come now, Bren. Let us be about our business before Kokoboha has a change of heart. I'll be waiting for you in Nofika's wells. Why are you shouting certain words? Was that Kokobusi? No, technically it was not. Oh, all the way at Nofika's wells, which is... It's about equidistant. Guessing down below. Maybe. Ah, Bren, so good of you to come. My Rogadin friend here is the warrior I mentioned back at the ossuary. Now there's no time to waste. Why don't you head into the stream and examine the bodies of the slain mages? I would go with you, but my delicate stomach, I fear I might contaminate the scene. Remember, you're looking for anything that might help us track down this killer. The Lalafell promised me a sack full of gil to do what I do best, and that's keeping all the attention on me. You'll find the corpses over the running stream east of here. Examine the remains and see what clues you find. evidence is a bracelet. Oop, no, 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 no. Damn it. Didn't mean to do that. My bad. A book. And a scepter. These are evidence how? Did you uncover anything incriminating? A bloody scepter. Book appears to be torn apart by something sharp like a claw. So much blood covers the piece of jewelry that it's impossible to tell what it's made of. The blood is yet slick to the touch. A slaughter must have been recent indeed. The villain may yet lurk nearby. Return to the creek where the bodies lay and linger for a time. I dare say your aura, saturated as it is with enticing etheric energy, will lure the mage slayer into the open. Have courage. Our burly companion stands ready to leap to your aid. Or he's gonna leap at me. I don't trust who you've hired because I don't trust you. Yeah, go back to where everyone was killed and be bait. Soul Sucker Imp. Ah, the demon shows its claws. I'll keep it busy. You focus on magicking. What skill is he even using? I'll go to sleep. I'm working on it. Oh, do I lose if he dies? There we go. It didn't hit all of them. Sorry, dude. Sleep. Hopefully I didn't screw that up too bad. Let's try and kill it as fast as possible. Oof! It just had to get a crit. Okay, he can heal a little bit, which is nice. That takes care of that. I'm off to collect my coin. You deserve it after that, my dude. I'm sorry for doubting you. It seems your partnership with the hired blade went splendidly. It's unfortunate, though, that one of the imps was able to flutter away. Oh, did you not notice? You wouldn't wish to report to Coco Boha with your trial but half finished, would you? Of course not. I'm afraid, however, that the Rogadin has already collected his recompense and departed for the nearest alehouse. What to do, what to do. Surely the Thaumaturge of your caliber can handle a single imp, yes. If I'm not mistaken, it fled into the little cave over here. Hurry now, before it slips into some hidden nook or cranny. Oh, there is like a little cave here. What's this? Because that's totally not suspicious. There is no third imp. Only a gremlin. That is not Kokobusi. Well, it is Kokobusi, but a Kokobusi possessed by the void scent that escaped from Mormo's urn. It was feeding on the etheric energy of all those slain Thaumaturges. Probably can't feed on his, he doesn't have any. And you, my dear Mana-rich Bren, were to be next. I have wanted to absorb your delicious power since the moment we met. A pity. This has been such an amusing charade. However, did you see through it? I literally saw you swallow a soul. I'm Kokobusi's brother. How could I not? It is time I destroyed you, Mormo, and put a stop to these sinister killings. As the eldest, I must take responsibility for my family's misadventures. A coward like you, destroy me. Your opening strike should have pierced my heart, but instead you aimed for the knife. It's not like he wants to kill his brother. Fear stays your hand. Fear that slaying me will also slay your sibling. Poor, spineless Thaumaturge. I shall, however, leave you with a pleasant thought. It was Kokobusi's fervent wish to amass this power. It's time to get an exorcist. Now that he's walking on ceilings. He craved the arcane strength to stand beside his brothers as an equal. What a shame that he must now stand against you. It pains me to admit, but there's some truth to that creature's words. I surrendered the perfect opportunity to end this. I have betrayed my own teachings. Return to the ossuary and report the completion of your trial. I'll remain here for a time and gather my thoughts. Well, are any of these classes exorcists? Could a white mage maybe expel it out of him? Get some holy water. Ah, Bren, Kokobuki has advised me of your adventures. It seems the Mage Slayer slithered away, but your stint with the Swordsman was nonetheless successful. Consider this chapter complete. Your time with our Tome of Teachings is at an end. Well, to be absolutely accurate, there is an addendum with additional advice, but Kokobuki considers it extracurricular. Even I dare not delve into this diabolical depths. I do not yet deign to die, you understand. Yeah, but just because you can't handle it doesn't mean I can't. Also, why did he possess Kokobuki, or Kokobusi, excuse me, when I'm like right there and I have way better mana channels than the kid? I have yet to inform my brothers of Kokobusi's misfortune. I have yet to reconcile the maelstrom within my own command. The most fundamental lesson of Thaumaturgy demanded I slay the creature where it stood. It was the most opportune moment to strike, minimal risk and victory all but assured. How many more will suffer for my hesitation and my cowardice? I will likely be some time, however, before Marmor resurfaces to kill again. Now that we have uncovered its deception, the Void Scent will seek a new haunting ground where Kokobusi's face is unknown. And though the respite may be brief, I must devote my time to considering my next course of action. Pray leave me here to my musings. Okay, we get the Staghorn Staff. And any of the mask is best so far. So I guess we'll go with that. Alright, and I'll probably be back either around level 25 or 30, depending. I like to do them in batches, so probably 30, but we'll see. Okay, I'm back. I just watched somebody disconnect in front of me, so let's see if the servers stay up long enough in order to get this recorded. For those that don't know, while I'm recording this, the servers of Final Fantasy XIV are getting DDoS'd, so don't know why, but it's a thing, apparently, so we're just gonna work around it. The Hidden Chapter. Ah, Bran, I saw you coming this time. I've been more watchful since Kokobuki told us about that dreadful business with Kokobusi. We must locate our unfortunate younger sibling as soon as possible and deal with him. But Kokobuki is not his usual unflappable self. It frightens me to see our eldest so indecisive, terrifies me in fact. Perhaps you might speak with him and help banish this air of uncertainty. Long have I agonized over Kokobusi's plight, and the measures I might take to extradite him from it. I would not do to call upon my Thaumaturge colleagues. No, they would simply seek to obliterate my brother outright. Our teachings from the Yawning Abyss allow for no other alternative. There is, however, one tiny glimmer of hope. I've had word that the scholars who requested the destruction of Mormo's urn have returned from their expedition. They're currently in Camp Dryborn, blowing the ink dry on their collective findings regarding that wretched void scent. I would ask that you go to these experts of otherworldly phenomena and beg permission to peruse their work. So in other words, you're breaking your own code for a sibling. I mean, not that I'm against it, but the hypocrisy is real. Oh, normally we just slaughter anybody that fails our code, but you know, my brother's special. We don't like when it happens to us. Void math? What's a void math? If you're seeking the definitive work of Mormo, then seek no further. I've penned an in-depth analysis of a most cunning ritual, a method contrived by the mages of Eld to annihilate the soul of this especially potent void scent. When it comes to draining such a creature of its etheric energies, one must... Oh, but I believe the time to stand here explaining the intricacies of shaping arcane pottery. Here, take my chapter and read at your leisure. Okay, so there's gonna be multiple around here? Maybe they're in the buildings. You wish to learn of Mormo? Right this instant? But we've barely... How did you... Well, I suppose I could spare a copy of my writings. I've already prepared several extra sets to share with potential publishers. I can well understand your curiosity. Mormo is truly fascinating, even amongst other oddities of the Void Scent. She is far too powerful to make use of the tiny holes that open between our realities, and thus must send across only her spirit to possess a corpse or some other most suitable host. You'll find all explained here in the second chapter. Then how'd you get her in an urn? If it's only a part of her. Or is it just one of her many eyes, and even if we extradite this thing out of his body, he will still suffer? Or maybe he won't suffer, but she'll still, like, exist to cause problems. Where is this final sibling? Hello? Maybe up top. There we go. Up here. The twitching void math. I don't know if I want to... You're interested in reading our Book of Mormo? Of course, of course. It would be a pleasure to share our findings with a fellow student of the Void Scent. Here's the first chapter, my own humble contribution to our research. It tells the tale of how we became aware of the creature's existence and delves into the nature of the urn that imprisoned her fell power. Okay, return book. Since I'm level 30, servers permitting, I will probably do this all in one go. Servers and environment. Early this morning, the humidity and pollen actually set off almost all of our smoke detectors. Even though, there was no smoke. So that's the reason I'm recording late. Do you have 3 chapters of the Book of Mormo? Not that you guys would know what time it is, but... The histories unearthed in the ruins of Silda depict a suffering wrought by a singularly powerful void scent, the cunning and terrible seductress known as Mormo. I know he's reading it, but whatever. With genius born of desperation, the mages of the now fallen city fashioned an urn that would drain and imprison the etheric vitality of any creature that laid a hand or claw upon it. Mormo, believing she was receiving a gift of appeasement from the belligered citizens, found her very essence drawn forth and trapped within the enscrolled pot. Over the course of several centuries, the captic etheric energy was intended to weaken and dissipate, allowing any surviving descendants to safely shatter the urn and thus destroy Mormo's enervated spirit. The pot's lid was to never be opened again. To do so would be to release the ravenous void scent, freeing her soul to enslave the nearest mortal vessel. As possession of the nature is irreversible, the only mercy afforded such a host should be a swift and decisive demise. This explains Mormo's fixation on Thaumaturgicide. Kokobusi's body provided little arcane sustenance for the weakened void scent, forcing her to prey upon richer sources of aether to restore her hideous power. This morsel of information may prove most vital. In fact, it may be the only glimmer of hope for our poor sibling. Pray hand this work over to Kokobyogo. I shall be along momentarily. Yeah, maybe because he has virtually no aether channels, it might be possible to get him out of there. This is a work devoted to studying the nasty void scent. I should hope it provides some hint of salvation. Kokobuski. The passages hold naught but misery and despair. It seems we have little choice to employ our traditional approach. Though fraught with danger, there is one solution that promises an alternative to killing Kokobusi. If we fail, however, it will likely mean death for us all. Who in this mad mage that possesses our eldest brother? What of avoiding the threats, of eliminating the risks? Is that not how we Thaumaturges do battle? With each passing moment, Mormo draws ever closer to her full strength. It pains me to even suggest it, but we should strike now. Kokobuki, while the void scent is yet feeble. I share that self-same sentiment. Sorrowful though it may be, we may slay our enslaved sibling, and soon. Listen, brothers, for my solution is thus. In return for releasing Kokobusi from Mormo's thrall, I will offer the void scent the chance to glut herself on my mana. You cannot! The succubus will drain you to a lifeless husk, and such a feast will awaken all her terrible magics. The well of my power is vast. I'll wager Mormo's thirst will be slaked before my spirit fully runs dry. In the newly enlivened void scent, she will then face the combined wrath of Bren and the Ford Guild Masters of Thaumaturgy. And now my neighbor is blasting music out the driveway. How can we hope to prevail against this paragon of preternatural potency? We've always avoided adversaries against whom we held no advantage. The fault lies with me. Ever have I encouraged such avoidance, and thought only of the wisdom of certain victory. It is time we learn the courage to fight battles of unsure outcome. And you, Bren, that I asked to instruct us, there is yet one chapter left in the Yawning Abyss, one that is customarily hidden from our newer members. Undertake the trial found within, and show my brothers what it means to be brave. How can you ask such a thing of poor Bren, when even their guildmasters have yet to attempt that ghastly test? The arcane magic you all possess is far greater than you believe. Bren, once you deem yourself prepared for the lesson of the true final chapter, meet us in the hallowed hall of Thal's Respite. What is this? Okay, it's a level 25 mission. Because I said I was going to do it all in one go, but now I might actually have to take a break in between. Depending on environment. Yeah, I can see it on the mic. I just don't know if my dampener is getting rid of it. Because even with condensers and stuff, a lot of times it'll still show if it's picking up the sound, even if you, as the streamer, don't know if it can be heard or not. I regret having to drag you into our family's troubles, but I am confident that with the many and terrible trials you have bested already, you will prevail once more. The hidden chapter of the Yawning Abyss presents a trial that challenges the accumulated knowledge and skills of a single Thaumaturge. You must employ all the tools at your disposal if you hope to seize victory this day. Let the trial commence. Yeah, I'm gonna take a break after this, just to see what the heck is going on. There is no escape from the Abyss. Just summon it already, I gotta go. The void spills into our realm and wings of inky shadow. Hell's teeth, I can barely watch. Okay. Try to keep your blood inside your body. Okay, there's only 2, so I'm gonna go single attack. Sometimes lightning will light up randomly like that, and it means that you can launch it off without a charge. I'm not actually entirely certain what causes it to charge. I'll have to look into the notes on each ability. Catch your breath while you can. The rift of the void ever widens. The draws of abyss take shape. Destroy them swiftly, lest you perish in saturated silence. Out of mana. Wait, was I silenced? Oh yeah, it's doing that, like, randomly. Damn it! It can hit me from, like, really far away. What the? Okay, hurry, hurry, hurry. There we go. Thankfully, they don't have much HP. So poison was enough to get rid of him. Lightning's probably gonna defeat these. Well, it defeated one. The other one interrupted me, but that's another reason why you lightning. Once again, you defy the void. The final nightmare approaches. The jagged gate is wretched open. The Lord of the Flies cometh. Well, I mean, he's no Beelzebub. I'm gonna move. Yeah, I wouldn't have had time. Slide cast. Switch to ice. It still hit his dead body. I cannot stop shaking, but I think this may actually be excitement. Did you see, my brothers? With the primal energies of Thaumaturge at your command, there is no threat which you cannot overcome. Perhaps there is a chance to save Kokobusi. I need to reconsider some of my strategies. It seems we have been wasting our potential. I would never have believed it possible for a mage to show such courage and live. What a wonder Bren was. I feel my fingers itching to fling fire with fury. Imagine, my siblings, what towering enemies you might topple should you stand firm, together. Thank you. Your inspiring display of magecraft has set the minds of my brothers reeling with new possibilities. Let us now return to the guild and discuss what is to come. Yeah, it was one of those things, too, where everything was on the fritz again. To the point I even replaced, like, all the batteries and, like, the smoke detectors and stuff, and they were still beeping, and it's like, okay, the humidity must be setting it off. But that also means I couldn't record. Until the humidity finally abated. It was super cloudy. Not cloudy, but foggy this morning, too. Like, you couldn't see the road. It was so foggy. What a formidable team you shall make. Kokobyogo, Kokobani, Kokopezi, Kokoboha, Ren, even Mormo must wither before the onslaught of your combined Thaumaturge. But before we engage the Void Scent, perhaps some time is needed for my brothers to unlearn their ingrained inclinations. Meanwhile, I suggest you hurry yourself into the chasm of your studies. Your fearless thaumaturge is a beacon to us all. Neat. This is kind of what I'm wearing, but I have the one from the dungeon, which is better. Shoes. I definitely need shoes. Alright, new staff and shoes. Bye. I guess the stats on them are... Oh no, shoes are full. That's what happened. Shoes are full. This is perception. We can get rid of this. What the fuck are they doing? Nice an armory chest. Oh, these are even better, I bet. Damn it. What can I get rid of? I'll do this in my own time. But, in the meanwhile, I'm gonna take a quick break to see what the heck all that noise is and, continue back with Thaumaturge in a bit. Okay, I'm back. So, turns out the noise was my neighbor stealing firewood, so let's get this wrapped up. I hate it here. Facing your demons. Mine lives next door. Fortune has favored us, friend. Kokobushi has been spotted at Vesper Bay. We cannot let this opportunity pass us by. Head there with all due haste. And with you, take these descriptions of my brother's likeness to Mormo's mannerisms. Relay this information to some of the local residents and see what you can find. Wouldn't be the first time, either. So I'm gonna try and get this done as quickly as possible to keep an eye out for other further shenanigans. I swear he just has episodes where he feels like he needs to commit crime or some shit. It's weird. Like he has an unyielding need to be a pain in the ass. He doesn't even need it. He's rich, which is extra weird. What's that? You say you're looking for someone? I believe I saw your Lalafell in the company of a couple adventurers, hailing from Limsa, a marauder and a Thaumaturge, were I to hazard a guess. I think they were talking about seeing the area north of here? And now somebody's mowing. I can't get to break, man. I hate recording in summer. It's not even summer yet, and the bullshit has already started. But then again, so is the pollination, leaves. Like, it's normally still winter this time, but right now it's been summer lately. Even the birds and stuff are back. Welcome to the Pissed Pasty, love. What can I get ya? Ah, well, sounds like my kind of tavern. Perfect. And information is it? Aye, the little bloke was in here, bringing a blush to all the young maiden's cheeks. What he lacked in height, he certainly made up for in boldness. Left with more than one lass in his arm, he did. I guess Mormo, or whatever her name is, likes ladies. Alright, there's one more around here. It's a noise palooza today. I guess I wouldn't mind as much if it didn't constantly signal like trouble, or it didn't take that long, but... Alright, view's always better from the rooftops. What am I looking for? There you are. Something I can do for you, stranger? Now that you mention it, I did see a Lalafell who matches this description. He was watching the fairies come in with more than a passing interest. Looking to hire some adventurers and some such, I reckon. So Marmo has chosen this as her new hunting ground. The maiden seduced by the succubus will be prepared as vessels to hold her fully restored power. I fear they will have already been slain. As for the adventurers, well, I think you can imagine what Mormo intends for the Thaumaturge. We must find and warn those unwitting Laminsons before the Void Scent strikes again. You were told that they might be headed north, yes? It would be best for you to follow suit. Not as far north as I thought. I thought he meant all the way to Limsa. Like I said, it wouldn't bother me so much if it wasn't a near daily thing that I had to work around on top of, you know, actual criminal behavior for no reason. Still here. It's still here, somewhere close. Is it imp? So this is what I mean, even with, like, Xenoblade 2. You move even, like, an inch, and everything gets cancelled. So, you know, staple your feet to the floor. Oh, my thanks. My head, the old bastard said he would give us the grand tour of Ul'dah. Nah, it's been a grand... Alright, please. He took me mate further north. Think he was muttering something about Moondrip. Bryn, what has befallen? I sense the presence of a void scent, but it appears you have things well in hand. Mormo is in Moondrip? A fitting place for the battle to come. It's time to finish this, my brothers. Kokobushi will be a slave to that fiend no longer. To Moondrip, whatever the heck that is. Let's just avoid the fight. I want to get this done quickly. That's what the ogres are named. I shall approach Mormo first, as to be discussed. If the bargaining proceeds smoothly and the void scent feasts upon my proffered mana, then she should soon manifest in her demonic form. Once Mormo is fully present within this realm, that is when you unleash the seething power of the abyss. Though, do you mind? Oh, it has been a day. You know, if it wasn't 4% new moon, you'd think this was full moon bullshit. We're not doing Astrologian yet. Don't make me get the charts out. That's when you unleash the seething power of the abyss. Though after lecturing you for so long on how the Thaumaturge should avoid such threats, apparently it didn't work, I yet hold doubts as to whether such a direct conflict is the correct path. Ren, in your experience, what do you consider to be a Thaumaturge's greatest strength? Overwhelming destructive might, introspection. Yes indeed. It is perhaps only by looking within that we may find the answers we seek. Sorry, I can't be destruction because I get more done as a tank. I am decided. My fate awaits me. I have faith that no matter what becomes of me, you shall succeed in destroying Mormo, ending her threat to this realm. Enough, Mormo. Well, well, if it isn't the eldest of the cowardly Thaumaturge brothers. I thought you were busy whimpering under your bed, wishing that I'd just disappear. I've come to offer you a deal. I know you seek the etheric energy needed to substantiate your true form, but how much time do you intend to waste feeding on these lesser mages? Compared to these stripling sorcerers and their trembling arcane flames, my power is a blazing sun. Would you not prefer to take what I can give you? Drain my strength and assume your rightful appearance. I am sure you think me a coward, but that is of no consequence. I only wish Kokobushi returned to us unharmed. You are so wise to acquiesce, mage. The fact that she has to feed off his energy, though, in order to have these powers to begin with, it shows that he did have some potential. Maybe he was just really bad at wielding it. At long last, my true body, my true power, is mine once more. I believe a stretching of the old arcane muscles is in order. Kingdom Hearts moment stitching. Oh, no, you don't, Void Scent. We won't let you leave here alive. But yeah, it is interesting that they have horns very similar to an aura. So you risk your lives in a valiant rescue attempt. You should not be bet which you are not prepared to lose. I shall tear the aether from your very marrow. It's like we're cousins or something. I actually think we might be. Species-wise. I'll keep Mormo focused on me. Stay well back. My Thaumaturge will rend the very air. Frightened? I fry fiends for fun. Ice. Usually takes about 2 ice casts. There we go. 2, 3. But yeah, my lightning is charging up surprisingly quickly. It's all coming back to me. Why don't you come a little closer? Ew. Why is she chasing me? What in the name of the gods was that? Intimacy. She weaves our thread of spells. My spells were silenced. Let's keep calm now. She speaks to perplex and confound us. Resilient little nuisances, the stones will drink your blood. She conjures minions from the void. Hold on, let's get minions close. Time for AoE spells. Yeah, this is taking a surprising amount of time. Eventually, too, I think Black Mage does get more powerful, but it takes a while. We eventually get some damage boosting AoEs, but not yet. Remember, use fire and lightning unless you're out of mana, in which case switch to ice, which I'm gonna do. Switch. Not that kind of switch. Switch. Maybe it's the switching that activates it. Not sure. Might be a skill, like I said. For centuries I dreamed of escape. I will not be denied. I'd have to look more into it, but my environment is just pure chaos at the moment, so I want to get this done so I can edit. We won? We won! Victory's ours! Kokobusi! Kokobuki! Mormo's dead! It seems like everything is conspiring against me today for getting things done. It's ridiculous. Just noise, 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 chaos, crime, noise. What? Where am I? Thank Thal, you're awake, Kokobuki. Kokobusi has returned to us. Our sibling has yet to stir from his somnolent stupor. CPR. Buki? Check vitals. Commence CPR. His etheric channels have contracted. They're barely sufficient to sustain the flow of his life force. If we do not increase his capacity for aether soon, his vitality will drain away completely. Maybe that potion you were working on? Yeah, the super ether? My mana amplifying potion. Its potency is limited, but it just might be enough. See, I told you I had talent as an alchemist. And that it's just as important a job as Thaumaturge. I see the battle has ended, as I expected. You did it, Kokobushi. Your alchemy saved him. And we would not have prevailed without you. We will bear our brother back to the ossuary. Pray meet us there that we might properly express our gratitude. Provided I don't get immediately killed by the toad again. Ooh, I'm here? Before he turns around and sees me, let's just sneak. 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 Of course, if that was just a projection of the void scent, that means she's probably still out there. Thank you, Bren. After seeking refuge from the comforting shadows of the abyss for so long, I had lost sight of the blazing glory of which Thaumaturge is capable. The raw power and audacity of your magecraft has freed my brothers and me from our self-imposed cowardice. Okay, but I want the gloves. I thought Thal himself had his fingers in my throat, but this sensation of hard-won supremacy is strangely satisfying. How come I never get those gloves? As for you, Kokobushi, you are a brother, and our respected colleague. I hope you never again underestimate the precious power that you wield. Bren, you have exceeded all my expectations. In recognition of your outstanding growth as a Thaumaturge, I shall impart to you one of the Guild's most closely guarded techniques. Mana Ward. It is a defensive weaving of energies that blunts the force of any attack made against you. Oh, it's a shield. I'm sure you can understand why we do not teach this secret to every stray hedge wizard who chooses to join our ranks. Now that you have experienced the deadliest of threats, and the joy that comes with their obliteration, I'm certain you are eager to explore just how deep you might descend into the chasm of Thaumaturge. May your struggles bring wisdom, and your wisdom bring courage. I, for one, look forward to hearing of your future thaumatological endeavors. Alright, Silver Scepter, which is ironically worse than what I have, and Mana Ward creates a barrier that nullifies damage totaling up to 30% of max HP. Okay, and everything but the boots are worse, so you know what, I'm just gonna take the money because I think I have technically better boots. From the dungeon, I just still gotta sort my inventory. And we've learned Mana Ward. But with that, I think we might have completed Thaumaturge. And the next step would be... Yep. Next step is Black Mage, but that is going to be for some other time. Both because of how I coordinate these videos, and also because I'm going to go edit this and try to ignore the world. So with that, thank you so much to everyone who has joined. Like and subscribe if you want to see more Final Fantasy XIV content. And I hope to see you all in future videos. Bye-bye. Sorry for the chaos.